And moving on what's brewing today, Bengaluru-based startup Kiladi Pro raised $1 million a month ago to fuel its mission of discovering and developing young athletic talent using AI. The firm has also raised another round at a little over 10 crore rupees today. Backed by investors like Shastra VC and MGA Ventures, the platform uses smartphone-based visual assessments to deliver expert-level feedback to children across schools and academies. With plans to hit 200,000 assessments by 2025, K-Pro is aligning with Khelo India and India's 2036 Olympic dream, bringing world-class sports science to every corner of the country. Joining me now to discuss this further is Utkarsh Yadav, the founder of Kiladi Pro. Utkarsh, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street. First up, I wanted to ask you, what made you start Kiladi Pro? Take us through what you have on offer and the gap that you were trying to address.
Right. Firstly, it's really nice to be here. Thank you for having us. Our main goal with Khiladi Pro was to be able to use AI as a technology because it's extremely impactful. Could we use it to actually stir mass participation in sport? India's sport participation levels are just about 6%. We face nearly 80 million kids pre-diabetic, a lot of inactivity, very sedentary lifestyles. And so we wanted to see if we could actually deliver AI on top of mobile distribution in India. And that opens up a bunch of opportunities. So we've obviously brought AI-powered assessments to the market, and they've been accepted really well. We're doubling down on our IP portfolio and now about to launch an AI coach, which you could really have an open-ended conversation like ChatGPT with on top of any sports video that you record. So that was the opportunity we saw 2 years ago. Obviously, it's been really helpful along with the consistent messaging from the government on them wanting to host the 2036 Olympics and a very dedicated effort towards making sport, a core pedagogical tool over the coming decade, where we also saw a lot of labor disruption imminent given the pace at which AI is growing. And we think sports will be very, very crucial to inculcating and nurturing our next generation correctly. So that was the idea, if we could bring AI and democratize access to both opportunity as well as improvement with products like AI coaches.
Sure. So democratizing that sports opportunity to everyone within the country. You're aiming for 200,000 AI-driven assessments by 2025, right? What kind of scale-up tech or operational will be needed to sort of get there?
Very good question. So we've actually spent a year in a B2B2C phase where we've conducted these assessments, built out the SOPs. We've conducted them in actually very remote parts of India, Dibrugarh in Assam, Dhol in Chhattisgarh, Mahoba, Uttar Pradesh, to get the tech right for hinterland India. And now we've partnered with large event management companies and brought the entire offering D2C. So anybody in the metros would be able to take a full physical assessment, while we're able to offer other purely digital tools from any geography.
Sure. And, you've raised this $1 million last month, and I think it's a follow-on round, or is it a new round of a little over 10 crore rupees? If you could sort of take us through how you plan to use the funds that you've raised, what's on top of the agenda?
Right. So on top of the agenda, firstly, we're a very IP-heavy company. We're looking to build world-class AI with the quality of team and Indian talent we have. So a lot of the capital goes into continuing to build out models. We've built out more than 60 models, ground up, all in India, our data, trained ourselves, labeled ourselves. Along with that, obviously, moving this offering and spending this capital and activating the market. Again, as I said, sports participation levels are very low. And so we've conceptualized the entire offering into the world's first sports and fitness Olympiad, which we are bringing, as I said, D2C to market now. And a decent amount of capital would go in building out the property, executing it, and helping activate the physical education and sports market.
Sure, absolutely. And how does your visual AI system assess athletic ability using just a smartphone? Can you sort of, walk us through this tech edge that you have?
Fair enough. So one of the key constraints that we put on ourselves was that we wanted to make AI work on mobile video so that it could be distributed across India. Any new hardware becomes extremely expensive for us. And so we actually have a very dedicated and senior sports science team that works along with our 20 plus sports scientists that we have. So through each sport, we actually go about building a portfolio of models, from identifying different actions to measuring different distances, tracking a shuttle, tracking a ball. So we have, as I said, 60 small visual models that we've built. And these have been built under the guidance and post-training and labeling through a set of very senior coaches from the NCA, from India's national badminton training setup. And so that allows our AI to be very, very aligned with what top quality coaching and top quality feedback would look like. And when we can distribute that over mobile video, the opportunity becomes massive. We have 500 million kids in India. And so the AI really helps us deliver this at edge, because We do a lot of our pre-training with top quality coaches and then allow it to be distributed over any Android or iOS distribution.
Sure. So how many sports do you currently have on this platform? How many can you look at? How many can you assess at this point?
Very good question. So we have a fair set of assessments in each of these sports. Badminton, we do nearly 5 different assessments. We have a set of assessments in cricket. Then we've built a set of assessments for kids under the age of 10, a general athletic ability test, a motor and movement ability test, which is a lot more fun oriented. And we've just come out with soccer. So that's what we cover right now. Very soon we'll be out with handball, basketball, and a few more sports.
All right. So right now you have these key ones on the platform. If you could then take us through how does your business model work? What about, your revenues? Are you right now clocking? What are you making right now? And where do you hope to end this year?
Right. So we have a very healthy order book of nearly $500,000 for these assessments through academies, associations, schools. And as I said, we've now made a pivot along with the healthy order book. We've made a pivot D2C, which is post-revenue as well. We have more than 5,000 registrations effectively for the Olympiad across the last year. And now that we go D2C, we'd be looking to hit nearly half the quota of the 200,000 from the Olympiad, and another half comes from our B2B order.
Right. So healthy order book there for you. Now, you've also mentioned the alignment with Khelo India and the 2036 Olympic vision, right? So how are you collaborating with national or state level institutions at this point to help achieve that goal?
We've actually been engaged with them for a while. We've spent nearly a year consulting, speaking to the team as Sports Authority of India. There are some very interesting programs like Khelo India Rising Talent Identification, which is exactly this. They want to do assessments so that we can get benchmarks and large mass acquisition of data to even drive policy making, policy making leading towards 2036. I believe the Home Minister made an announcement of expanding the TOPS policy to nearly 3,000 athletes receiving 50,000 rupees a month, which is a great step in the direction. But a lot more is needed. And so we want to actually build an ecosystem play where if we could actually help not only discover, but also fund and fuel the very expensive journeys pro athletes have through this large LinkedIn style platform that we over a period of time create, we believe would be on path to achieve some of the targets we have for 2036, like ending up in the top 5 countries in that Olympics, ideally winning the bid, which is also a big question mark still, but very happy that the government has taken a very strong position on coming up with a very, I would say, well thought out bid still in the making. And if we could tie it up with mass digital health, mass consumer health, we could have some mass programs that help us be a little more active as a nation, eat better. That would be a true winner for the entire initiative to bring the Olympics to India.
All right, Utkarsh, thank you so much for outlining your vision for the future over here with your company. And we wish you all the best on that journey. But thank you so much for joining us here on Startup Street.
Thank you for having us.
All right, on that note, it's time for us to head into a short break. India's fashion market is booming and is projected to grow over 10% in a year through 2030, and Urbanic is trying to grab a larger piece of this pie. We check into Urbanic's India operations to find out more.